Hello, I'm Irma Baker. Welcome to our show. We're sponsored by RSVP, the Retired Senior Volunteer Program, and that's a part of Mature Services. After a message from Mature Services, we're going to introduce our guest today, who is going to tell us about dance through the holidays.
RSVP of Summit County has been making a difference in our community since 1972. RSVP volunteers are increasing the quality of life by participating in programs and organizations that provide important services to the community. RSVP matches personal interests and skills with opportunities to serve. If you're interested in adding more meaning to your life and improving the lives of others, please call 330-253-4597 extension 166.
Welcome back. Our guest today is Brenda Steiger. Brenda is the director of Northeast Ohio Dance, a very wonderful dance company here in our own area. Brenda, it's wonderful to have you with us today.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be here.
Well, this I know is a very busy time of year for you because
Yes,
you're
it
going
is.
to be having your performance of the Nutcracker, an annual tradition here
Right.
in the area. But let's
Yes.
talk a little bit about Northeast Ohio Dance
All right.
first. How did it start?
It started as a dance studio, and the owner of the dance studio decided that once the children reached a certain level of technical accomplishment, they should have another form of performance outlet. So the company Northeast Ohio Dance Ensemble was formed in 1986 and incorporated in 1987. And then it has just grown from there.
Have you been involved with it the entire time?
No, I was not. It was started by a school that was a for-profit studio in Wadsworth, and my husband and I started teaching there, and we took the company over in 1995-96 season. And so we've been the directors of the dance company since then. And in 1999, the board of directors of the performing group dance company decided that it was time to start a dance studio that was also a nonprofit. So that happened in May of 1999.
And you bring a lot of experience to Northeast Ohio Dance. You've performed and taught and just been involved on every level of dance, administrative as well as performing throughout the country.
Yes, we have. My husband and I both have danced professionally with several different companies. We separately joined the Ohio Ballet, and he joined in '77 and I joined in 1980, and we danced and worked on the staff of the Ohio Ballet until 1987 when we got married, and we both retired at that point and started teaching more, and he went on and has a full-time position. I work for the Akron Public Schools as well as a dance studio, and it has all just sort of blossomed.
Well, it's certainly a great resource to have here in our Wadsworth area.
I definitely agree.
Oh, you know, I have looked at your website, and you have some wonderful photos there, many in
thank
your
you.
photo gallery. And it's just amazing because we think of, you know, dance classes, little girls going to dance classes, but that's not what you're all about. You are
No.
for everybody.
We are. We have students age 3 to 81, and while we are basically a ballet studio, in today's dance world, you can't be just one style dancer. So we also offer modern hip hop, tap, and jazz, and the program is geared so that children can take classes one day a week in any one of those dance forms all the way through high school. Some of them come back as college students, and we also have an adult class. And your level of seriousness can be molded to what your needs are. So we have students who take 10 classes a week, and we have students who take 1 class a week. So it's really what your preferences are.
Well, you mentioned something very interesting just a moment ago, and that is that you have students from age 3 to 81. And I think there are probably some people in our viewing audience who are saying, ballet? In my 60s, my 70s, up to 80s? How does that work?
Well, it's very surprising, but pretty common, that there are people that wanted to dance when they were children and their families couldn't afford it, or there wasn't a dance studio nearby. And it's one of those yearnings that they have had for years, and then they find us and they start taking dance. And often that happens when they're in their 30s and they start their own child, and they tell me, oh, I always wanted to dance when I was a child. And I say, we have an adult class. And so we have an adult ballet class, we have an adult jazz class, and an adult tap class. So it's very good for you physically and mentally. It's challenging. It's highly enjoyable. It's physically satisfying and emotionally satisfying. So, I mean, I have students who come in who have had a rough day, or they're tired, and when they leave class, they feel good about themselves and they're happy and they've spent time with their friends, and it's a good experience.
It certainly has more benefits than the aesthetic look to it, because certainly we enjoy dance from the pleasure, the idea of moving around and that, but also of observing or viewing dance, the very elegant and glorious types of dance. But you know, the way we heard about you here on RSVP TV was because our own crew member, stage manager Natalie Dell, is one of your students and has been. And I understand she's going to be in your upcoming performance of the Nutcracker.
She is. She's going to be the grandmother of Clara, the little girl who's the lead. The character's name is Clara, and Natalie is playing the role of the grandmother. We're very happy to have this change this year, to have Natalie on stage with us.
It's really interesting too, because we have some shots from rehearsal. We were able to get into rehearsal and take some video there, and there's Natalie in the background there.
That's right.
In her wheelchair, which has not prohibited her from participating
None
in
whatsoever.
dance.
And Natalie takes my weekly adult class. And she gets herself up on that bar and she does things, and when she is tired and sits in her chair, she's still using her arms and her upper body and her legs, and we have found that therapeutically it's been very good for her.
Is that something that surprised you? Was that something early when you were in dance that you thought about the health or the physical benefits? Or is that something that as you've become a teacher and an administrator, that's become more evident to you?
I think it's kind of a combination of both. I have a degree in performance with a minor in education, and so we had to study physiology and anatomy. I think you'll find that dancers are a lot more intelligent than some people might think, and that is one of the aspects that you work on, is the physical benefits of dancing. It's actually much more athletic than people realize. When we have a week in the fall where the dancers are allowed to bring a friend in, the high school boys usually, who pride themselves at being athletes, are really shocked at how hard it is, and much more appreciative after they come out of class sweating.
Well, tell us a little bit about the year. We know that you do the Nutcracker every holiday season, but that's not the only thing you do all year.
No, the performing company also has a spring gala at O.J. Work Auditorium. It's usually in March or April, and that part is our just repertory pieces that just the performing company does. And then at the end of the year, we always have our end of year concert, and that would be for all of the students that are in the school.
How many students do you have in the school now?
Close to 200.
Ooh, that's quite a large number, close to 200 students. How many other teachers do you have?
I have my husband, who also teaches the upper level classes. I have my director of modern and tap, jazz, and hip hop, and I have a teacher for the advanced tap, and then I have two teachers with also degrees in dance education who are with the younger children ages 3 to about 9.
That's quite an impressive staff.
It is. We're all educated and specializing in our own levels. We're all adults, we're college educated, and I think it's very important to understand that you have people who have danced and taught for years and have that experience behind them.
It's important, I think, as you just said, that the people who are teaching know what it's like to be on the learning side.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm sure there are people watching the show today who are saying, oh boy, that sounds really interesting, but oh, I can't dance. Oh, but aren't there other
everybody can dance.
opportunities, though, for people who maybe don't want to be on stage?
Well, we do have fundraisers. Sometimes we have people come to us for fundraisers, and we have volunteers to help with the setup for the performance, or for ushering, or taking tickets, or working during the performance. So those opportunities are definitely there, absolutely.
How about things like, I guess support? When I was looking at your website, I noticed you were looking for sewers.
Mm-hmm. That would be absolutely fine. If you are an accomplished sewer and you would be interested in participating in our program, we would love you and welcome you.
So that would be for someone, for instance, who would like to work on costumes or work on, or maybe do you have people who help with props? Are there things like that?
We have a professional stage crew that works for us, so that is all taken care of by them. But we do have people backstage that help even with fast changes of costumes, or that help put it all together and take it all apart. Absolutely.
So there are opportunities for people
yes.
who maybe can't or don't want to be front
On
and center
stage.
stage, but would
Absolutely.
like to be part of it. 'Cause it is, what I want to do now is actually look at some of the, some clips from a past performance of the Nutcracker.
Okay.
Let's take a look at those. That is just so impressive. As I
And
look,
they're all kids.
and they're all kids.
They are all kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you just saw are children who are from 8th grade through 12th grade.
It's just phenomenal. We think of performances like that as being maybe at Kennedy Center or Lincoln Center, you know, the big metropolis ballet companies. But here we are, and our students have those same opportunities and have those same skills. I guess that's it. The talent and the skill is here.
Right, and the desire. And that's what you need to nurture and to guide. And they go on to college, they go on to professional companies, and for example, Kent State University dance program says that our students from our studio, Northeast Ohio Dance, are the most experienced and capable in their program because they have had the opportunity to do the classes and to do the performance and develop those skills and appreciation.
It's phenomenal that you've been able to develop this over, what, a bit of about 20 years or so?
30 years, actually.
30 years,
30 years.
that you've been working on this. What do you see down the road for Northeast Ohio Dance?
I see a continuation of our program. I hope that as new forms of dance develop, that we can include those in our program so our students continue to be well-trained, diverse dancers, and continue to present things that will entertain and educate the community.
When you started the program, did you have ambitions or ideals? And how have, well, of course you did. That's kind of a silly question. But how have you seen those realized over these years?
Well, I think that our students are hardworking. They understand priorities, commitments. They're excellent students. In the past 10 years, 6 of my students have been the valedictorians of their class. They've gone on to school and been in college and had very successful careers. I have dancers who are professional dancers in several different forms of dance. And I think that we are doing our best to teach them to be well-behaved people. Besides that, to be sensitive to each other and to their art form, and to be advocates for the other art forms in the area, and hopefully be adults that support the arts.
It goes so much farther than being a performance. It sounds like it is a
Yes.
lifestyle more
It is.
than a performance.
Very, very much. I have students who are bringing their students back, their children back to us as students, and I think that's really wonderful.
Oh, that really makes it a family event.
It definitely does.